Hey friends, I'm Laura and welcome to my channel. Today I am creating a 6x12 scrapbook layout, double paged. But starting off the video, apparently I don't realize that. You can see I start off on the right-hand page with a 9x12 configuration, and I will have to fix that before I put it into the page protector. But I've got lots of photos printed from my entire month, and I'm just going through and figuring out what photos look really good together. I love monthly project life because it allows me to take all the photos from a month and put them wherever I want within that month. So I like to do things based on like color or aesthetic. And you can see in this layout, I have a lot of pops of black and white. So I've got like some black and white leggings, a picture of me and some black and white graphic tees, and a workout photo that's in black and white, and then a picture of my dog in black and white. And so I love taking all of those photos from throughout the month that have a common theme or color palette that look really good together and being able to put them in the same layout without regard to which week they were a part of. And I think for me, that just allows me to get project life spreads that I really like they look good to me. When I do weekly project life, as much as I love how that chronologically tracks time for me in a really accurate way, I often end up with pages that have tons of different colors or themes on them. So I don't like the look of those layouts as much as I like the monthly, because the monthly gives me enough flexibility that I can just move things around to wherever I think they look the best within that month. And for me, that's accurate enough to kind of have a picture of that's what happened within a month of a particular year. I don't really need to know the exact date that it happened unless it's something really like special occasion. I'm also doing a ton of stamping on this layout. This album was one where I really wanted to do a lot of stamping. I think it was back in like 2017, 2018, 2019. I don't know. It was so long ago. Somewhere in that time frame, I became obsessed with stamping. I loved Kelly Perky. She still to this day is one of my favorite YouTubers for scrapbooking. I love her Project Life videos, and she used to make stamps. So stamping was a huge part of her Project Life process and her aesthetic. And I love it so much. I've really tried to lean into that and try it for myself in this album. And you can see I'm doing a great job. I end up getting several stamps down onto the page here. Also drawing a doodle border around a photograph, and yeah, doing some different journaling spots there. I'm doing a mix with my stamping. Some of the stamping is going directly onto my photos or onto my papers, and then some of the other stamps I am putting on white cardstock and then cutting them out and using them kind of like an ephemera piece. And the way I discern which method I'm going to use in a photograph is just on the background of the photograph. If the photograph has a lot of detail or different colors going on, or a pattern that might conflict with the stamp, I'll often just stamp on a white piece of cardstock and then cut it out. That way you can clearly see what the stamp says. And then other times I stamp directly on the photo because there's enough white space or empty space to be able to read what the stamp says when I do that. So yeah, lots of different stamping methods today, and loving how this is turning out so far. It's coming together so quickly in this video because I have it on like 2 times the speed of real life. In real life, I take a lot more time making decisions about what elements I want on my page and how to arrange the photographs down on my page, because that design element is important to me and I want to love the way it looks afterwards. Although on this left hand page, I don't like the way that top card looks. It turned out way too busy for my liking. So you'll actually see here in a minute, I'm going to take that card out and I am going to use double-sided tape to put plain white cardstock over it and redo that whole backside there and redo that whole card, that whole 4x6 insert. And I left the doodle border around my photograph, but the stamping was a little bit too much the first time. I did a lot of stamp impressions after my bold ones, and that made the page look really cluttered. And then my doodle border also had some space around it, so I added some doodle hearts the first time around. And again, it ended up looking really messy. So I really like how it looks now. I feel like that's a lot more clean and easy to read and not too much for the eye to absorb. I also decided I did not like on the right page one of my photographs there. It was a screenshot from Instagram where I was talking about how I was de-stashing my craft supplies and minimizing, and it felt amazing. But that pop of hot pink felt like it didn't go with enough things on this spread. So I end up stamping anything as possible on white cardstock, and I put that over top of the hot pink yay that was written on there from Instagram. And that ends up being great. Then you only have a little bit of hot pink coming through, and that kind of ties into a couple pages on the page without being too saturated or obnoxious. And there you have it. This is the entire 6x12 double-paged Project Life spread. I hope you have enjoyed this time scrapbooking with me. Make sure you subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of my scrapbooking. I would love to have you join me. Have a wonderful day. Bye, friends.